death event because of, I mean, how do you justify that?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just, you can't say this is, targeted, no, we're going after Hamas when you are intentionally starving an entire population. And then when you see these images of the rubble and then they're bombing the rubble and with gruesome results, and they just, Smotrich and Netanyahu have just gone mask off at this point. They've taken the layers of Hasbara out and said, no, we want to ethnically cleanse them. We are going with the Trump plan. And even this piddly bit of aid that we might let in is just to enable further war crimes. If you're actually grappling with that, how can you say other than this is a horror, this is an atrocity? And how can you feel other than when we look at this a decade down the road or however long it is down the road, people are going to have to get asked very hard questions about what did you say, what did you do, where were you? So, I think there's a very belated effort to try to end up on the right side of history. And I will just say, for myself, I hope there's a real tracking of every journalist who enabled these crimes, every politician who enabled these crimes, every propagandist, every poster. Like, I think it is critical that we look back and understand who justified these atrocities and enabled these atrocities and funded these atrocities and provided diplomatic cover for these atrocities. I think that's going to be absolutely essential. And so, yeah, listen, I don't want to, I'm glad to hear Piers say it. It's extremely belated, and I do think that there's a sense of oh shit, I better get on the right side of history for him, for some of these world leaders that are coming out and starting to make some noises as well.
Right, if you're behind Macron, it's taking you a while.
Yeah.
But I appreciated Mehdi's response, which he said, where he says, look, I wish I had been wrong.
Right.
I wish that, because in October, November of 2023, the most wild, vulgar assessment of what Israel's approach was and was going to be turned out to almost underestimate what it was.
Right.
And there's no satisfaction in being right about that at all.
That's right.
It would be much better to have been wrong and to have tens of thousands of people still alive and millions of people still in their homes and a path toward peace and coexistence.
That's right.
Instead, we have this.
We have horror and the cold comfort of, yeah, I guess we were right. Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the most maximalist voices on October 8th, or if you went and talked to, Daniela Weiss or some of these other settlers,
right,
or Smotrich, a lot of, there were people in Israel right away who were saying what their plans were.
But they've been saying that a long time, and they don't always get the reins of power and enact it.
To actually enact it. But if you would listen to them and taken that seriously from the beginning, then you would have had a much more accurate understanding versus the spin and we're dropping leaflets and, here's my presentation of how there's actually tunnels under this hospital and, that wasn't even us that bombed the hospital. We would never bomb a hospital. It's almost quaint to go back and think about some of these things that were debated at the time and how we were told, they would never do the most moral army on the planet. And now they don't even bother to really justify. It's just so out in the open now.
Now they're saying, yeah, we're doing it and it's good.
Yeah, and we're getting away. And the world has let us do it. That's what Smotrich said.
Meanwhile, public enemy number one has become Ms. Rachel.
That's right.
She was the subject of this really bizarre New York Times article.
Deranged New York Times article.
Talk about it in a moment. She has not backed down at all. And so I think we have a recent clip that she posted a video with a double amputee Rahaf. Let's roll that.
Let's go back to sleep, Rahaf. We're so tired. See the bunny sleeping till it's nearly noon. Shall we wake them with a merry tune? They're so still. Are they ill? Wake up soon. Let's pretend to sleep. Wake up, little bunnies! Skip, little bunny, skip, skip, skip. Skip, little bunny, skip, skip, skip. Skip, little bunny, skip, skip, skip. Skip, skip, and stop. Let's hop again. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop.
the strangest element of this New York Times piece on her, and I'd like to do some reporting on this, try to figure out how this even got into the piece, is their forwarding of complaints by what they called an advocacy group, Stop Anti-Semitism.
Right.
It's not an advocacy group. It's like one unhinged person,
Twitter troll.
yeah, who posts mostly anonymous nonsense, and accused her of effectively being funded to support Hamas.
Right.
Which, that's what trolls can do. Like, the internet is filled with URLs that you can buy and you can make claims. It's very crazy for the New York Times to then take this and then report it as something that advocacy groups are saying, when it's not. Like, again, it's not an advocacy group. It's a nut. And then confront her with it and have her respond to this claim of whether or not she's being funded to support Hamas. And one of the pieces of evidence they forward from this Stop Anti-Semitism troll account is that for every one post about an Israeli child, she's put up 10 posts about a child in Gaza. It's like, well, that's wildly disproportionate in favor of Israel,
right?
Considering that there are 18,000 plus children who've been killed,
right?
And it's not 10 to 1,
right? And
it's not. It's
not to mention children like Rahaf, who are surviving. She's alive, and thank God was. Well, I'm gonna have trouble talking about this. Was medically evacuated. Her brothers are still in Gaza. Her father's still in Gaza. You know, Miss Rachel talked about this with Mehdi. Like, she's a double amputee. I mean, like I said, thank God she was medically evacuated. She's getting the care that she needs. But yeah, and the idea that the only way you could care about that and want to highlight that is if you're being paid by Hamas. Like, it's the height of insanity, of inhumanity, to be so disconnected from human emotions that you think the only reason someone might care about an adorable double amputee like Rahaf is because they're being paid by Hamas. Like, it's just insane.
There was another quote in that article towards the bottom that was quite wild. A person named Stacey Hackner, a teacher at a London Shader, said, quote, "Ms. Rachel seems to be someone who is really, really good-hearted, but in the context of everything that's going on, she says, I care about all children, but really, she's talking about the children of Gaza. That has left a lot of Jewish parents feeling quite isolated," which is, I think what's so startling about that quote is that I believe it is representing her authentic feeling. Like, she is genuinely hurt that Ms. Rachel is saying, I care about all children, and is talking about the children of Gaza. Like, that is, like, she feels that as painful and offensive.
Right.
And where do you go from there? Like, your only accusation against her is that she says, I care about all children, but really she's talking about the children of Gaza. And and it's just understood that there's something wrong with that.
Right.
That if you're talking about the children of Gaza, there's something wrong with that.
That they don't count as children, that they should be kept separate and apart, that if you're talking about the children of Gaza, you don't really care about other children.
Represents a view from a just startlingly dark place.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.